At 68, Marjorie had lived a life full of ups and downs, but there was something different about the way people reacted to her now. In her younger years, she had always been busy chasing after the next goal, career success, raising her children, and keeping up with the demands of life. But now, at 68, something had shifted. She had grown quieter, more observant, and perhaps more comfortable in her own skin. One afternoon, Marjorie found herself sitting alone in her favorite coffee shop, enjoying a quiet moment with her tea. The cafe was bustling, but she had become adept at tuning out the noise and focusing on her thoughts. As she stirred her drink, a younger woman, probably in her early 30s, hesitantly approached her table. With a nervous smile, she asked, "Excuse me, I hope you don't mind me saying this, but I've noticed you for a while now. There's something about you, a calmness. You seem so at peace with yourself. I hope I can feel that way when I get older." Marjorie was taken aback for a moment, surprised at the compliment, but she smiled warmly. "Thank you," she replied, her voice steady and soft. "It's taken time, but I've learned that peace comes when you stop chasing after everything and just start living in the moment." As the young woman walked away, Marjorie sat back and reflected on the interaction. It wasn't the first time someone had said something like that to her. Over the past few years, she'd noticed a subtle shift in how people reacted to her presence. She wasn't trying to impress anyone, nor was she drawing attention to herself, but something about her calm demeanor, her way of carrying herself, and the ease she exuded seemed to draw people in. This quiet magnetism, this effortless charm, wasn't something that could be explained away by outward appearances or grand gestures. It was rooted in deeper, often silent traits that come with age, traits that make a person irresistibly magnetic without saying a word. Here are 6 traits that make you silently irresistible after 65, qualities that speak volumes even without uttering a word. Confidence in your own skin. Confidence is a quality that transcends age, but its true essence becomes even more striking as you grow older. By the time you reach 65, you've likely shed the desire to compare yourself to others. Gone are the days of chasing societal expectations or trying to fit into the mold set by others. You've lived enough life to know who you are, what you stand for, and most importantly, that you are enough. This newfound sense of self-acceptance, born from years of personal growth and experience, creates a silent, yet undeniable confidence that is incredibly magnetic. What makes this confidence so powerful isn't the loud boastfulness or the need for constant validation. It's something much subtler. It's the quiet assurance that you walk into a room with, the way you hold yourself, the calmness in your demeanor, and the peace you exude. People are naturally drawn to those who seem comfortable in their own skin, who don't feel the need to prove anything to anyone. There's a certain energy that comes with this, a quiet aura of self-assuredness that silently speaks volumes. This type of confidence is not about perfection or achieving external success. It's not about the way you look or the achievements you've garnered over the years. Instead, it's about the internal peace you've cultivated through decades of life experience. It's about having learned to accept yourself, flaws, and all in realizing that you don't need anyone else's approval to feel worthy. This is what makes your confidence so attractive. It radiates a sense of strength, independence, and wisdom that is impossible to ignore. Why it's irresistible. Confidence, when it comes from a place of self-acceptance, speaks of resilience and personal growth. It's not boastful. It's rooted in wisdom. People are naturally drawn to those who seem to have it all together, not because they are perfect, but because they've learned to be at peace with their imperfections. This silent confidence encourages others to feel at ease in your presence, as they are comforted by the calm energy you project. As you age, this type of confidence only grows stronger. It's the confidence that comes from knowing that life doesn't need to be lived for anyone else's approval. It's the confidence that allows you to embrace your authenticity without fear or hesitation. And when you walk into a room, your presence is felt long before you speak a word. This is the type of confidence that makes you irresistibly magnetic as you grow older. Grace under pressure life. After 65 can undoubtedly bring its share of challenges, whether it's the physical changes that come with aging, the loss of loved ones, or the need to adapt to new routines. There are numerous hurdles to navigate. But by this stage in life, you've likely developed the incredible ability to handle these challenges with grace. Life has taught you that adversity doesn't always come with answers, but it does offer opportunities for personal growth and resilience. Grace is not about perfection. It's not about always having the right answer or being in control at all times. Instead, grace is about how you carry yourself in moments of struggle and difficulty. It's about facing the unexpected with a sense of poise, knowing that while you may not have control over every circumstance, you have the power to decide how you react to them. As you age, you begin to realize that how you respond to life's challenges is far more important than what happens to you. This quiet strength, this grace under pressure becomes one of your most magnetic traits. When others are flustered or overwhelmed, you remain calm. Your ability to maintain composure during stressful situations creates a sense of peace around you that others find deeply reassuring. People are drawn to this type of emotional stability because it offers them something precious in a world that can feel chaotic and unpredictable. When you exude grace under pressure, you become a beacon of hope for others who may be struggling to maintain their own equilibrium. Why it's irresistible. Grace in the face of adversity speaks volumes about your inner strength. It shows that you've lived long enough to understand that challenges are a part of life, but how you handle them defines your character. The ability to face difficulty with dignity and poise makes others feel safe and supported. People who handle life's struggles with grace radiate a sense of stability and trust, and this is incredibly magnetic. Others want to be around those who make them feel calm in the midst of their own storm. When you approach life with grace, you not only gain the respect of others, but you also inspire them. Your ability to navigate tough situations without losing your composure becomes a model for others who may not have yet developed that skill. You become someone others turn to for wisdom, and your quiet strength encourages others to remain calm in their own times of crisis. The peaceful energy you exude is contagious and leaves a lasting impact. Apply by being present with them, offering your full attention and understanding. A simple gesture like holding eye contact or giving a comforting hug can speak volumes. You create an atmosphere where others feel safe to be themselves, and this has a magnetic pull. There's something inherently attractive about someone who exudes warmth and kindness. It's as if your very presence provides a sense of comfort, letting others know that they are not alone. Your warmth is not limited to family or close friends. It extends to acquaintances, strangers, and even those who might be having a tough. You've likely learned that emotional intelligence, the ability to pick up on others' feelings and respond with empathy, is a superpower, and it's one that makes you irresistibly magnetic. Why? It's irresistible. Warmth and kindness are universally attractive qualities. They are genuine, unpretentious, and emotionally enriching. People are instinctively drawn to those who create a space where they can feel accepted and understood. In a world that can sometimes feel rushed or impersonal, your ability to slow down, offer compassion, and make others feel truly seen is deeply powerful. It draws people in because it's a rare and precious quality. When you radiate warmth, you don't just draw people toward you, you also make them feel better about themselves. It's a gift that goes beyond mere words. It creates lasting bonds and builds trust, making you an invaluable presence in the lives of those around you. Your genuine care and emotional intelligence ensure that you remain a central figure, someone people seek out for comfort, advice, or simply to share a moment of connection. Subtle elegance. Elegance is often mistakenly thought of as something that fades with age, reserved only for the youthful and glamorous. But true elegance isn't about how well you wear the latest trends or how perfectly you pose for photos. It's about how you carry yourself through life, how you move with grace, how you speak with kindness, and how you project an effortless sense of composure and sophistication. As you grow older, the elegance that you naturally embody becomes even more captivating. It's the quiet strength in your movements, the way you hold your posture, and the genuine calm you project without trying to be anything other than yourself. Subtle elegance comes from knowing what truly matters and letting go of the desire to impress others. It's the wisdom of simplicity, choosing timeless style over fleeting trends and valuing substance over superficiality. The beauty of this kind of elegance is that it isn't loud or attention-grabbing. Rather, it draws people in without a word. It's the kind of elegance that shines through not in what you wear, but in how you carry yourself. There's something magnetic about a person who radiates sophistication without trying too hard. The way you effortlessly glide through the world, unbothered by the noise, becomes an attraction in itself. As time passes, you've likely learned that true elegance isn't found in external things, but in the way you live your life with integrity and poise. Your ability to be present in the moment, to move gracefully, and to choose simplicity over extravagance speaks to a quiet confidence that others can't help but admire. Why it's irresistible. Elegance is an understated form of beauty that goes beyond physical appearance. It's about the energy you project, the self-assurance you carry, and the genuine confidence that comes from living authentically. People are drawn to your elegance not because of the way you look, but because of the way you make them feel when they are around you. Your subtle yet undeniable charm is magnetic because it is real, it is effortless, and it is timeless. Elegance as you age becomes less about flashy displays and more about creating an aura of calm and sophistication. The way you move, the way you speak, and the way you hold yourself can captivate others in a way that is both dignified and deeply appealing. Subtle elegance makes you stand out in a world full of noise and chaos. It's the quiet power of being at peace with who you are, and it's what makes you silently irresistible without ever having to say a word. Deep empathy. As you age, you begin to develop a rare and powerful ability. Deep empathy. This is not the kind of empathy that is offered out of obligation, but the kind that comes from a profound understanding of life's complexities. Over the years, you've witnessed a wide variety of experiences, from joy and success to sorrow and loss. You've learned that empathy isn't just about offering a kind word or a comforting hug. It's about truly feeling another person's pain, joy, or fear as though it were your own. This deep emotional understanding allows you to connect with others on a level that goes far beyond surface-level interactions. Empathy at this stage in life is rooted in experience. You know what it feels like to be misunderstood, to face adversity, and to deal with the challenges that come with aging. And because of these experiences, you've gained the ability to listen not just with your ears, but with your heart. When people speak to you, they feel like they are truly being heard. They don't feel rushed or judged. Instead, they feel validated and supported. You've learned that sometimes people just need someone to listen, someone who doesn't try to fix their problems, but instead sits with them through their struggles. This deep empathy also allows you to offer support without overwhelming the other person. You know when to offer advice, when to sit in silence, and when to give space. People are naturally drawn to your compassionate nature because they know they can turn to you for understanding, comfort, and validation. You create a safe, non-judgmental space where others can be vulnerable without fear of being criticized or dismissed. This ability to connect emotionally with others is magnetic, making you someone people want to be around, someone they can trust and rely on. Why it's irresistible. Empathy is irresistible because it builds trust, creates intimacy, and fosters genuine connections. In a world that can often feel isolating or judgmental, your ability to understand and share others' feelings is a breath of fresh air. People are drawn to those who truly listen, who offer their hearts and minds without expectation or self-interest. Empathetic individuals create a sense of emotional safety, making it easier for others to open up and form deeper, more meaningful relationships. Your empathy allows you to build lasting connections that others can't help but cherish. 6. Unspoken wisdom. By the time you reach the age of 65, you've lived through decades of experiences that have shaped you in ways you might not even realize. Your wisdom is not something that can be easily articulated. It's the sum of the lessons you've learned, the trials you've faced, and the insights you've gained over the years. This unspoken wisdom is reflected in your every action, from how you respond to life's challenges to the way you offer advice or guidance to others. Unspoken wisdom doesn't require grand speeches or long-winded explanations. It's about the quiet, steady way you handle situations with grace and understanding. Your actions speak louder than any words could, and your demeanor exudes an inner strength and knowledge that others can't help but admire. You don't boast about what you've learned or try to impress others with your accomplishments. Instead, you live your life in a way that shows others that you have learned, grown, and matured over the years. People are naturally drawn to you because they sense this depth of understanding. They don't always know exactly what it is, but they can feel it. Your wisdom is a quiet force that gives others a sense of calm and reassurance. They come to you not because they expect you to have all the answers, but because they trust your judgment and experience. When they need clarity or guidance, they often seek you out because they know you've been through enough to offer valuable insight. Why it's irresistible. Wisdom is one of the most irresistible traits a person can possess, particularly as they age. It attracts respect and admiration from those around you, not because you flaunt your knowledge, but because you embody it in your actions and words. People naturally gravitate toward those who exude wisdom because it provides stability, direction, and clarity. When you speak, others listen, not because you have to convince them, but because they trust your judgment. Wisdom is not loud or brewy. It's calm, steady, and profoundly impactful. Moreover, wisdom isn't just about knowing facts or being able to solve problems. It's about the perspective you bring to life. It's about having a deep understanding of what really matters: love, kindness, patience, resilience. This quiet authority draws people to you because it's rooted in real-life experience, not theory or textbook knowledge. Your wisdom gives others a sense of peace, knowing that they have someone they can turn to who has weathered life's storms and emerged stronger for it. Final thoughts. True magnetism doesn't rely on loud statements or external appearances. It's something far more profound and enduring. As we age, particularly after 65, we often find that the qualities that make us magnetic are not the result of flashy outfits, dramatic gestures, or seeking attention. Instead, they come from a deeper well, one that is filled with life experience, personal growth, and the wisdom accumulated over the years. These subtle, quiet traits, confidence, grace, warmth, elegance, empathy, and wisdom, don't need to be announced or showcased because they simply radiate from within. As you enter the later years of life, you have had ample time to understand who you are and how the world around you works. By this point, you've let go of many of the insecurities and external pressures that might have once dictated how you presented yourself. What remains is an authentic, unapologetic version of yourself, one that is comfortable in its own skin, regardless of how others may perceive it. This quiet self-assurance is magnetic in its own right, drawing others in because they can feel the ease and comfort with which you move through the world. What makes this magnetism so powerful is that it's not about what you say or what you do, it's about how you make others feel. Your confidence isn't loud or boastful. It's the kind that comes from having lived through both the peaks and valleys of life, and having emerged stronger and more self-aware. People are drawn to this because it is rare and deeply authentic. They instinctively trust someone who is at peace with themselves, who doesn't feel the need to prove anything to anyone. Similarly, the grace you exude in the face of life's challenges doesn't go unnoticed. Over the years, you've learned that adversity is part of the journey, and instead of being rattled by it, you've learned to approach difficult situations with calmness and poise. This grace under pressure becomes a beacon for others. In a world where so many are quick to react or panic, your ability to stay grounded in the midst of chaos is both comforting and attractive. It creates a sense of stability that others find reassuring, making you someone they want to be around in moments of uncertainty. The warmth and empathy you offer also add to your magnetic presence. As you age, you've come to realize that true connection isn't built on surface-level interactions, but on vulnerability, compassion, and emotional understanding. You know how to make others feel heard, valued, and seen. Your ability to listen without judgment or hurry creates a safe space for people to share their thoughts, fears, and dreams. This emotional connection, nurtured over time, fosters deep, meaningful relationships that are invaluable to both you and the people you interact with. And then there's the elegance that naturally emerges with age. It's no longer about trying to keep up with trends or impressing others with outward appearances. True elegance is about simplicity, subtlety, and refinement in all that you do. Whether it's the way you carry yourself, the way you speak, or the way you choose to spend your time, there is a quiet sophistication that shines through without effort. This form of elegance doesn't demand attention. It simply commands respect and admiration because it's genuine and unforced. But perhaps most important of all is the unspoken wisdom you've gathered over the years. You have lived through enough to know that life's greatest lessons are often the hardest earned. This wisdom is a natural byproduct of experience. It isn't something you flaunt, but it radiates in the way you make decisions, offer advice, and navigate your daily life. Your wisdom doesn't need to be announced. It's apparent in the way you handle challenges with grace, the way you listen with empathy, and the way you offer support to those around you. This quiet authority is incredibly magnetic, and people are naturally drawn to you for the clarity and insight you provide. The best part? These traits only deepen with age. As you continue to live your life, embracing these qualities, you'll only become more irresistible, not just to others, but to yourself as well. The longer you live, the more you understand the importance of self-acceptance and inner peace. When you are truly at peace with who you are, it radiates outwards, effortlessly captivating everyone around you. The energy you project is serene and confident, and it has the power to draw people in without you ever having to try. In the end, your magnetism isn't something you can fake or force. It's a product of your journey, of the wisdom, the experiences, and the lessons learned along the way. It is the sum of all the quiet, unspoken traits that you've developed over time. So, as you continue to grow older, embrace these qualities fully. Let your confidence, grace, warmth, elegance, empathy, and wisdom shine through in everything you do, and watch as people are irresistibly drawn to your presence.